Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome to an Ascension relationship update. Just a reminder, this is an Ascension energy update on the Sacred Union path to Ascension. That is what I channel here. We're going to be kind of redefining some of these videos. Sacred Union energy updates are still here, but we're talking mostly about Ascension here. Sacred partners, sacred relationships, and connections will still come through, and that is what I channel. I channel about the Sacred Union path to Ascension, so that is what this video will be about Ascension on the Sacred Union path and where we are as far as a global collective and a more ascended collective on the Ascension journey. So here's what's going on. It has been a very strange past few days. The energy has felt somewhat heavy, while at the same time you feel kind of good within yourself. It's almost like all the chaos and conflict and turmoil from the outside world has kind of been penetrating the inner peace and balance and union, that inner union and harmony that you've been feeling within yourself. And when I say penetrating it, it feels like you still feel that balance, you still feel that peace, you still feel able to balance your emotions, and almost like those emotions aren't quite yours. And you might not know where it's coming from. Now, Mercury is in retrograde, so there is some things that are coming up, and remember that everything is a reflection of ourselves. Everything is about the self, not in an egotistical or conceited way, but everything, us being a creator, everything is about the self. So whether it is up to us to transmute, it is up to us to clear, it is up to us to dive deeper within our shadow selves and heal. It's going to resonate a little bit differently for everybody, but there is more that is coming up. To be cleared, to be healed within our own shadow selves, but a lot of this is a collective, and it's reflecting in the collective, what we're seeing and feeling in the collective, that is showing us more about ourselves. But we do still feel that peace, that harmony within, so it's causing a little bit of confusion. We're having very active dream states, very heavy sleep cycles, because there is a lot that is going on in the external world. I'm going to plug my microphone in here. There's a lot that is going on in the astral realms, in the ethereal world, I should say. And in the external world, because there is a lot going on. There is a lot going into alignment. There's a lot shifting into place. I'm hearing clicking into place in the astral realms. And so we're going to start seeing that in the physical realm, in our physical human incarnation. However, globally, collectively, it might feel a little bit tumultuous. It might feel like a little bit of stormy weather. Now, we had channeled that for one of the dailies a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a couple of months ago, that this summer was going to see some stormy weather. And we were going to be at the center of it, the calm within the storm, holding that space for the collective. So we might be picking up on some of that stormy weather. Now, whether that was metaphorical or whether that was we're actually going to be seeing some stormy weather in our physical world, remains to be seen, but I feel like we're starting to pick up. It's almost like the wind is starting to pick up, and we might be feeling that. And what I'm just seeing is we are trying to be grounded. Feet firmly planted on the ground is what they're saying. Feet firmly planted on the ground. That is what we need to do. We need to continue to hold the light and look within ourselves anywhere where we are not holding that space, not holding that light, where we still feel rocky within ourselves, because there's still more to transmute within ourselves. So that's what this is showing us, where we still need to excavate. I love that word that they gave me once, excavate, because it's really doing the deep dives. It's really going within the subconscious, into the shadow sides, and seeing where we still have some work, some clearing, some neutralization to do. When I say neutralization, it's coming to that place of balancing out the polarities within. So many times on this journey, what we experience is ups and downs, especially when it comes to our emotions, and that's what balancing out our emotions are. That's what detachment from our emotions are. Doesn't mean we don't fully feel our emotions, But once we feel them, we don't create a story around them. We let that go. We allow ourselves to move forward. We allow ourselves to heal. We allow ourselves to release the attachment to those emotions and to those stories, to those traumas that were once attached to it, so that we can continue to move forward and hold space for ourselves and continue to ground in balanced, harmonious energy. And they're showing this to me now, so I'm gonna explain it to you guys again. You know, if I've said this on the channel before, if you look back at your own journey and your own transformation thus far, you can see how much you have changed, especially within your emotions, especially within how you are faced with obstacles or challenges or struggles, how different you are in handling that. There is an unshakable faith that you are protected, that you are supported, that you will get through it, that you have the strength, that you are courageous. Inflappable is what I'm hearing from Spirit, and they're smiling at me. Inflappable, that you will get through it. I said to a friend yesterday, what was it? It was, she's going through a very, very difficult time. She is one who is unknowingly on the ascension journey. Everybody's going through the process of ascension. Some are conscious of it, some are unconscious, but the whole planet is going through the process of ascension in one way or another. And there are many different paths to ascension. Like I said, I channel this Sacred Union path to ascension because that's my own personal experience. But everybody's going through their own growth, their own expansion, and their own path up the mountain, so to speak. And what I said to this friend who was going through some very, very difficult times was, they tried to burn you down but didn't know you were the fire itself. They tried to burn you down, but they didn't know that you were the fire itself. You are the phoenix, and you will rise again. And on this journey, you recognize that self-empowerment. And I almost said power, but they pulled me back and said, no, it's self-empowerment. This is your self-mastery. It is not power of the old paradigm. It is not power that we knew before of trying to control situations, trying to even control others. It's only a self-mastery, a control of the self, a recognition, an acknowledgement of the self. And from there, that is your self-mastery. That is where you recognize your power to create your world. And so what they had shown me when we were in reflection on our journey was, it's like this. Underneath is all that soul sludge, what I like to call that soul sludge. It's that dense, heavy frequency and vibration. And if you're experiencing a challenge, if you're experiencing struggling times, if you're experiencing obstacles, what happens now is your ego might get a little bit involved. Your ego might, and the ego is not a bad thing. You know, we have ego as a human structure, but we're learning to listen to the soul self, and this is where the soul self is. The soul self, the ego might be like, oh, you know, I'm struggling, I'm having a hard time, this feels awful, but that's it. You can't get any further. You can't spiral down into those old stories, into those old patterns, even into that old woe is me victimhood. You just can't. Your soul will not let it. This is the fifth dimensional consciousness. It will not let you be dragged back down into those murky waters. Even though it feels a little bit murky, it's like that's where it ends. That's where it stops. You cannot be dragged back down into the lower dimensions, into the lower consciousness. That's what happens when you raise your consciousness and shift your vibrations. That's not to say that you don't feel the struggle, that you don't feel the obstacles, that you don't at times feel upset or bad, that you don't feel grief, that you don't feel sadness. You do. That is part of being human. That is the beauty of being human. And we have to acknowledge that spirituality is not all about that love and light, even though we say that because it helps our vibrations. That is the energy that we are in, but we have to acknowledge the human as well. And I say this all the time. This is the raw and the real. So let's get raw and real. So it's not just about talking the talk anymore. It's about embodiment. It's about walking the walk. It's about who are you when you're out in the world. It's very easy to be in those high energies, especially when we are in our workspaces, in our sacred spaces, when we are in meditation, when we are connecting all the time to spirit. But who are you, and who are you embodying when you are out in the physical world, when you're interacting with strangers, when you are driving in your car, when you're at the shopping stores, when you're at the shopping stores, the shopping malls, at the stores, at the grocery stores, at events, at work? Who are you? Who are you embodying? And sometimes other people's energies can kind of penetrate that aura, but that's where self-mastery comes into play, and that's where you have your tools to help you. To help you ground, to help you hold the light. Now, sometimes those tools are your own channelings, your own divinations, your own connecting to source and spirit, connecting further to yourself. And sometimes those tools are going to be outside resources, mentors, healers, and guides who can help you. So it's really important to use your discernment when seeking that support, or when figuring out what tools are necessary at what time. That's where it's really important to listen to the soul self versus the ego self, because this is a really pivotal time of embodiment of that self-mastery, because it's a heavy time, it's a little bit of a difficult time right now for the collective, and you as light workers, you as way showers, really are that grounding force. And again, they're showing me you, the hologram of you, in the middle of a tornado, the center, the eye. And it's so funny, we have an eye here on my tarot cloth, and the eye of the storm, just standing firmly, feet firmly planted on the ground, and the wind is rocking you and moving around you, but you are just this still force within the tornado. You are the fire itself. You are the phoenix in the fire, the flame itself. And so you are inflappable. You are unshakable. Not to say that you cannot be shaken at times, but that is where your faith and connection to yourself, knowing yourself, know thyself, is the most important thing that you could do. Not from the shallow perspectives, not from the perspectives of just a human self, but the more you understand your human self, the more you understand your soul self, because the more you understand, oh, this is why I do this. This is why I like this. This is why I'm passionate about this. The more you understand your human self and your human identity, the more you understand your soul connection. And the more you understand your soul connection, the more you understand your human self. It is just this a double-edged sword is not the right word. I'm not quite sure what the right word is, but it's this circle effect. It is this energy of can't know one without the other, because that is what we're here for. We are here for embodying the sacred self within physical human form. And the more we know ourselves, the more we are connected to ourselves. And the more that changes the entire game, the more that just assists in the transmutation and the ascension process. So, okay, wow, that felt like a lot. I have just been dripping with energy, and I know that sounds so gross, but just like dripping with energy the past few days, just feeling so much, but not quite sure what it is that I'm feeling. And I know I'm meant to be channeling. Even now I'm getting very, very lightheaded because the energy is so strong. So let's get into some channeling and seeing what else they want to say to us today. Spirit, what do you want to say to us about this energy today? What's going on? Slow down. Thank you. I'm going to take it one step at a time. Okay. Spirit, what do you have to say to us today? What's going on in this ascension journey? There is a message there. Remember when I was saying that you are your grounding force? It's like, oh, okay, what's coming in is relationship, especially for those of you who are in sacred partnership. So remember when I said I saw like a hologram of you firmly planted, feet on the ground in the middle of like a cyclone, in the middle of a tornado. And you are a grounding force. Now, what I'm actually seeing is wherever you are in the world, be that grounding force. And you do that through your own transmutation. You do that through your own healing. You do that through your own connection to yourself and to source. And to, by holding that space of love within yourself, self-compassion, self-mastery, recognition of the self, recognition of the sacred self, of the soul self. And so what I'm actually seeing is you, wherever you are in the world, it's like I'm seeing like a map and tornadoes happening all over the world, and you as light workers, you as way showers, really being this central grounding force. in the middle of cyclones. So I'll get to that image in a minute. So what I'm actually seeing is you and your partner, for those of you who are in sacred partnerships, you and your partner within the same inner circle of tornadoes, your power is magnified. With you in inner union, your partner coming into inner union, your power is just magnified. I'm just seeing this beam of light shooting up between you guys, and that's the power of love. That's what they're saying. That's the power of love. It's the power of source energy. And source energy is streaming down onto the planet into you to aid in this, to assist in this. And what I'm hearing is that energy is never gone. That energy, you're never without that energy. But what's happening is source energy is streaming love, streaming light codes into you in the middle of this tornado. And what's happening is you are feeling that, embracing that, with your counterpart doing the same. And remember, energetically, you and your counterpart are always one. So you and your counterpart are doing this together as one. I'm seeing you two together. So whether you're in physical union or this is just energetically, they're saying this is energetically, this is what's happening, but some of you might be physically doing this, not literally, but some of you might be in that physical reunion space. But what's happening is you are magnifying this love of source, from source, and shooting it back up into the universe. This is love being shot back into the universe. This is that pure, unconditional love. This is healing energy. And it's helping to calm the storm is what I'm hearing. And what's happening is that love is having a ripple effect. And now this is a very interesting way that they've put this for me, because we've channeled this in past Sacred Union energy updates from the very beginning. The cosmic effect, I always have you guys go back to that channeling, to that teaching, to that reading, because it is that powerful, how your love with your sacred partner creates worlds, but it also heals this world. And so what I'm actually seeing with this new image that they're bringing me is calming the storm around you in your general vicinity with you and your sacred partner. This is your immediate world. This is, you know, friends, family, strangers within your immediate world as far as like location. And what's happening, and not just location, but your immediate soul world. So where you, like your immediate life, I don't know how else to put it. And so what's happening is all these other light workers, all these other way showers, and it's not just those who are in Sacred Union or on the Sacred Union path, not just those who are sacred partners, it's just amplified by those who are sacred partners, but it's everybody, all these light workers, all these way showers, in the middle of these tornadoes, having that ripple effect. So the light coming down from source, your self-mastery, your transmutation, your grounding energy, your holding space, your love is just helping to temper and calm the storm around you. And what's happening is that's happening all around the planet right now. And it's almost like I'm seeing one here and one here, and the winds that are calming here are affecting the winds that are calming here, that are affecting the winds that are calming here, they're affecting the winds that are calming here, so that it's settling, it's beginning to settle. Now, I do feel like this is going to carry over into the next year, into 2022. And I feel like what we are experiencing now, and I know you're like, oh my God, that's such a long way away, but it's really not. It's really not. Especially not in spirit terms, not in spirit terms, not in ascension terms. Remember that time is really the greatest illusion, that time is non-linear. Time exists, but it is non-linear. It's not the construct that we know as humans. And so what's happening is it's having this ripple effect. You holding that light and you being that grounding force is having this ripple effect of calming the storms and calming the tornadoes that we are seeing kind of pick up right now. So hold that space and hold that light. I'm going to put a couple of links in the description box below if you're new to my channel that might be benefit to you with regards to things that have come forth through my channeling as far as teachings and guidance for this pivotal time, because this really is a pivotal time in our ascension journey. Okay. I'm at that stage where I don't even need the cards for validation or for channeling, but I'm going to use them to see what else comes through. There's a lot that is coming through right now. Let's get some more confirmation. Let's get some more information. Okay. Spirit, what do you have to say for my collective? What do you have to say for my collective? There's a reason. There is a reason. Everything coming into alignment. There is a reason. There's a reason for everything. There's a purpose for everything. There is a reason for you and your counterpart, your sacred partner, to be coming into reunion, especially this summer. A lot of you coming into reunion. There is a reason why there are those who are just starting their ascension journey, even those who are starting their ascension journey with their sacred partner. There is a reason. There is a purpose. Nothing is without purpose. Spirit is asking you to trust in the divine unfolding, to trust in the divine alignment, because it's like there is a map. And I feel Source's energy so incredibly strongly, directly right now. And Source is saying, trust in me. Trust that there is an understanding that you and your planet will feel. You will have that clarity in time. Trust in this. You will have this clarity in time. You will see the bigger picture. You will see what I have seen. You will see what has been created. And he's also saying this is, he, she energy, Source energy is also saying this is part of your creation, but understand how we are assisting in this, how the whole universe is assisting in this, how you are raising the collective consciousness, how you are changing the path of the universe. This is bigger than what we could even understand or perceive. This is bigger. This is changing the whole course of the universe. Okay, I want to see if there's anything else there. All right, Spirit, can we get a couple cards, please? Intimacy. Okay. Family and surrender. Miracles, the real you, the matrix, and confusion. Got it. Okay, and liberation. All right, anything else? Nope. Okay. Holy cow. As you guys know, I am a intuitive channel. When I feel the energy in the cards, I feel it. It is here. This is exactly what we are channeling. This is exactly what they want to talk about. I'm going to put intimacy up here because this feels like the foundation. Intimacy, understanding within the self, knowing yourself, being intimate with yourself. And being intimate with yourself is an energy of understanding yourself, being vulnerable with yourself, allowing you to surrender to yourself, allowing yourself to be fully seen. Now, this is twofold. This is allowing you to fully see yourself, and this is allowing yourself to be fully seen by others in your authentic self. The real you. That's what this is, the real you. Allowing the mask to fall away, allowing the old egoic structures to fall away, the old egoic identity, to recognize the I am presence, to recognize the soul of yourself. Now, you are still human incarnate. You have likes, you have dislikes, you have passions, you have needs, desires, wants. That is part of the human experience, and you don't have to deny yourself the human experience to be the spiritual embodiment of soul. But it is about allowing the real you to come into play without the old egoic structures. And they're clarifying that what this is allowing yourself to be fully, feel fully free in yourself, to like what you like, to, it's like this, it's bringing it down to the physical. It's like, wear what you want to wear, love what you want to love, or who you want to love, or be passionate about what you want to be passionate about. Explore what you want to explore. Grow how you want to grow. Expand how you want to expand. Learn what you want to learn. Follow the path of your soul. Have the career of your dreams. Live where you want to live. Live in whatever structure you want to live. It's like the old children of the 80s and 90s will understand this. It's like the old MASH game. Live in a mansion, an apartment, a shack, or a house. You know, that game that you used to play. You list the cars, you list people, you list where you want to live, and like you go through it and like you select. It's not happenstance. You get to choose that. You get to choose where you want to live, whether it's a cottage by the beach, whether it's a lakefront home, whether it's a farmhouse, whether it's an apartment in a big city. Where are you being guided? What feels like home to you? What feels like home to you is home to you, because that is the real you being expressed. It is not society dictating you have to do this, you have to be this, you have to live like this, you have to, and it's not the old paradigm of this is what it looks like to be spiritual. That is a false template. That is spiritual ego of you have to wear tie-dye, or you have to wear linen, or you have to meditate on a mat for 12 hours a day to connect to higher self. That is not what embodiment is. Embodiment is natural, letting spirit and soul just flow through you. Let love flow through you. Being the embodiment is just being that I am presence naturally, just letting it flow, because you are listening to soul, because you're at home within yourself and not worrying about what other people are doing or what it looks like. Letting go of those people-pleasing tendencies. Just allowing yourself to be. That is the I am. Just allowing yourself to be. Allowing love to flow. Allowing spirit, allowing source to flow through you. That is you listening to the soul of yourself. Now, there is no judgment. There is nothing wrong if you want to wear tie-dye, if you want to wear linen as sustainable resources, as expressions of yourself, if you want to meditate on a mat because that makes you feel good. There's no judgment there. Those were just examples of, I believe, what has been perceived in the spiritual world as spiritual. That you're only spiritual if you do this. That's not the case. You have to listen and trust your own soul self. You have to listen and trust your own body. You have to listen and trust your own expression of yourself. Being spiritual is just an expression of yourself. Being spiritual is, how are you connected to yourself? How are you connected to source? And how are you expressing that in your everyday life, in your embodiment? And expressing that comes down to honoring yourself, cherishing yourself, being intimate with yourself, being vulnerable with yourself, knowing yourself, that self-compassion, and that rippling out for compassion for others, kindness for others, love for others, service to others, mission to others, or for others. So it's all about being the real you, and you are the real you by knowing yourself, by that intimacy with yourself. And the more intimate you are with yourself, the more vulnerable and intimate you can be with others, the more you're able to connect with others, especially those who are on your frequency, especially those who are your soul family. You are surrendering to intimacy. You are surrendering to the real you. You are surrendering to your spirit team, your source energy, to love. The more you do that, the more the branches are filled up with people who are on that vibration, who are authentically them. That soul family are those who are authentically themselves, who bring out the best in you. The more that comes in, and the more it just has this ripple effect. What's happening is, okay, bringing me to these cards here. What's happening is you are releasing the confusion. You are freeing yourself from your mind. That's what's happening with the intimacy and the real you, with welcoming in your family. You are surrendering your ego. And what happens when you surrender your ego is you are surrendering the confusion. It's this Eight of Swords energy. Surrendering your confusion, you are liberating your mind, because you are opening up that crown chakra. You're opening up that third eye. You're opening up the full expression of yourself, the soul of yourself. You are rising in consciousness. You are shifting your consciousness. And as you shift consciousness, you shift dimension. And as you shift dimension, all the old matrix falls away. And you open yourself up to miracles. And miracles are just shifts in perception. Miracles occur every day. We just are so shocked. We are so not used to them in the old matrix, in the old grid, that we call them miracles. But miracles are just your own creations, your own manifestations, your own connections to source. the universe bringing you what you're in alignment with, but we call it miracles because we are not recognizing our power. That's how we are shifting the matrix. What I love about this card, what they're saying is it's just the matrix. Now, we are moving into the rainbow matrix. That was channeled to me, oh my gosh, months ago. The rainbow matrix, the rainbow grid. We're leaving the false matrix behind. The false matrix is that old egoic matrix. It's that confusion. It's that struggle. It's that feeling of trapped, that heavy, dense energy of the third dimension. That heavy frequency. We are leaving that behind because we are recognizing strength and empowerment and our co-creative abilities. We are recognizing source. We are recognizing ourself, source within ourselves, that I am presence. We are surrendering the ego. We are surrendering that control and saying, I am a co-creator with the universe. I am. We are recognizing the higher perspective, seeing things now from the souls and not just on the ground, not just boots on the ground, not just the physical, but we are seeing things from different perspectives, from higher perspectives. That is the shift in consciousness where you can see that nothing is against you, everything is working for you in this beautiful tapestry of the universe, this beautiful creation. And we are moving into higher consciousness, so now it is a light-filled grid. Now it is the rainbow grid. And what they had shown me was the seed of life. It's this rainbow seed of life, and that is what the new grid is. It's unity consciousness. It's connection to all. Moving out of the heavy, dense energy of one matrix into the miracle matrix, into the rainbow matrix, the rainbow grid of unity and light and love and I am and awareness and connection to source, recognizing that we are all threads in the beautiful tapestry of creation. All of us unique aspects of one source energy, unique aspects, unique blueprints, unique imprints, unique expressions, unique souls in and of ourselves. But unity consciousness is a recognition that we are all part of the same oneness. They're showing it to me now. This is what I had channeled before, that we are all drops within the ocean. The ocean being creation, the water droplets being souls. All unique souls making up. It's almost like, you know, when rain falls down and it's like creates drops in the ocean. It's like they're showing me that making up the ocean, like little drops of rain making up the water in the ocean. It's like that kind of energy. It's unique drops in the ocean of time, of space, of creation. And we're moving out of this confusion, and how we are liberating ourselves is that self-empowerment. Being sovereign does not mean following the masses in either direction. It means self-empowerment. It means discernment for yourself. It means following your own intuition, even if that means following your own path. Following your own mind, your own way of thinking, your own expression of yourself, your guidance, what you're receiving. That's what discernment is so important. That's why intimacy with the self is so important. Knowing yourself is so important, because the more you know yourself, the more you understand yourself and your path. And the more you focus on your path, the more you can hold that light within yourself and that energy. That's not to say that you don't have light to expend to others, because when I said hold the light, it's holding the light for others. Holding the light within yourself for others. Holding that space for others. Being the light, so that light can continue to shine as you are the lighthouse, continue to shine for others. Here, bringing forth a lot of metaphor today. That's how you liberate yourself. That's how you free yourself, by knowing yourself, by understanding yourself and understanding your connection. And that's how you free yourself from this false grid. And if you are just following any sect, any group, anyone, then you're just trapping yourself in a similar construct. There are guides, there are mentors, where they are meant to guide you on your own path, for you to recognize yourself, for you to follow your own intuition. I always say this to clients. There comes a point where you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your own intuition. You know, I don't ever want my clients to be codependent on me. I always want you to reach that place where you can trust yourself and honor yourself and cherish yourself enough that you can trust yourself, to know yourself enough. And there comes a point where when I'm doing readings for clients, that's just serving as confirmation and validation for what you already know within yourself, the wisdom that you yourself contain. Healers are just guides for the strength, the wisdom, the healing energy and power that you hold within. And sometimes we do need to go to others for that support, but they just activate that which we hold within ourselves. They are just serving as conduits. They're just serving as activations for everything we already know within ourselves. And the further along in ascension we go, the more twofold, the more we recognize that within ourselves, and thus we become more sovereign, thus we liberate ourselves, and the more we're able to be those way showers, be that light workers, be that guide for others who are just beginning their own journeys. I hope that makes sense. I have no idea what I just channeled. That was quite a lot. But they just pulled back, and I want to see if there's anywhere else they want me to go. And I feel like this is complete. I feel like this is the reading here. I pulled out some tarot, but I feel like this is the message today. Hold the space, hold the light, really ground your energy as we move into, especially as we move into these summer months. Things might feel a little bit stormy, but you have that power within yourself to be the calm in the storm. All right, I'm going to get some guidance for you using my Conversations with Spirit deck available in my Etsy shop. Trust your intuition and grow. Grow within yourself. Grow within the understanding of yourself. I'm also hearing grow the I am presence within you. Your manifestations are taking shape. You are a powerful creator and co-creator with the universe, with source. Recognize that power within yourself. This is not power of I need to take, I need to control, I need to overcome. That's what we're moving out of. That's where you surrender the ego, because that is the ego. You are recognizing my power comes from alignment, and when I'm in alignment with the real me, being intimate with myself, surrendering to the soul of myself, surrendering to the universe, recognizing that I am the universe. So when I surrender to the universe, I'm surrendering to the soul of myself. Then I am being rooted in the universe. I am being rooted and grounded in what I am creating. When I trust my intuition, I am in alignment. When I follow my own soul path, I am in alignment. I am freeing myself from any confusion. I am freeing myself from any egoic bonds. I am freeing myself from any illusion of exterior control. That is when I create miracles. That is when I manifest my dream life. This world is meant to be a playground for us, but it got overcome. It got kind of trapped. And that's what we're doing. The more we raise in consciousness, the more we bring in that vibration of joy and love, and yes, even light, through recognizing ourselves, our true divinity, our true self, the soul of ourselves. The more we have fun, the more we welcome in our abundance and our love and our manifestations in beautiful divine energy. So allow yourself to continue to grow, allow yourself to continue to expand, allow yourself to continue to ascend in this ascended mastery, this self-mastery, this connection to ourselves, to source, to the world, to each other. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for today. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light, and we'll see you next time. Bye.